Whoops.
Oh, there we go. What's up, boys?
That was not
I've been here trying to figure out this camera situation. So like the whole intro, like I got kicked out and back in like 6 times, and then it's just me.
Hey, the new setup looks tight though, man. What you got going on there now? See, I told you you'd go balls deep with it. You got the laptop, the monitor, the little stereo setup with it, little 2.1.
Yeah, little bookshelf speakers. With the,
He's doing it all out,
B7
man.
Odyssey. Yeah, dude. The monitor makes a big difference in your gaming for sure.
Oh yeah.
Huge difference. I never like believed Scott when he's like, "You need a monitor," and I'm like,
Oh,
"Is
yeah.
it really gonna make a difference?" Like, dude, between 60 to 120 FPS, just in that was blew my mind.
Yeah, I tell
Speaking
a lot of
Chinese to me.
There's so many times the screen refreshes in literally a second. So I mean, like when you double that, I tell a lot of people going even from 60 to 120 or so that oh, thank you, Kyle, I appreciate it, man. Good to see you, bro. But I tell a lot of people like just going to that higher cap of the FPS, for instance, like clothing and stuff like that, how it moves and stuff, it just looks so much more fluid. But what's going on, man? We've had Andy down for a couple of weeks. I had 2 gangs in for last time. Casey was working. We've had some down weeks in Rolling Thunder, but we're at episode 63 now, man.
It's been a while. 63, man.
Yeah.
It's flying.
Wait, are you sure
It's flying.
63?
Yeah, it's 63. I double checked. Just saying, what's happening?
No
Tyler?
way, dude. That's crazy.
Hey, I'm just happy to be back, man. I'm about 90% there. It's just that, weird cough, a little bit of drainage, but we're going to have fun. It's been too long, man. I've been gone 3 weeks. We're here.
Oh,
Happy
sure.
to be back, man.
And the thing is, I assumed earlier today that to be honest with you, like obviously I didn't ask and you could have checked in. I was like, oh, Andy's probably still sick. I know we didn't do Unmasked on Tuesday. So I was like, I'm not even going to bug him or try to push a show on him. Because I think I'm going to do some testing this week, guys. I'm going to make a video, and I'm going to spill the beans on it now. I think people are sleeping on these budget, the SoundCube 6.5s. They're mid-bass and they're 8th loudspeakers. And so I had one guy get a demo. He dented one of the cones of my Neo Pros. They're on back order right now. So I think I'm going to throw a scrap load of SoundCube 6.5s my front doors and kicks and see what kind of sound we can get out of some super budget 6.5.
Nice.
Might as well, dude. Yeah. You got them laying around.
Exactly, yeah. People are sleeping on them. Yeah, we need to get
Yeah.
Brian Chamberlain to do a show. I know he would do it. Byron Chambliss would probably do it also. I hit up Derek. I got Cricket's back, but he's very busy, and I think they're heading to SEMA whenever he took and got on there. We need to have you on here too, Kyle. That'd be freaking sick. I know you took and hipped out on one last week though. What's happening, Rob?
I know one live
Hey.
show a month is just not enough. I like the Sundown After Dark show, though. I do.
Yeah, well, no, it's
Yeah.
like they're biannually now. What are you talking about?
Biannually. Hey, I was being nice. I'm being.
Pretty
Byron
much. Yeah.
Chambliss is the man. Byron Chambliss, Baba, El Fuego, and a few other guys are the real MVPs of the backside of in the distance dark shadows of car audio that are just supporters of everybody, and they're super wholesome dudes.
For sure, yeah.
I'm sure
Absolutely.
we're getting other people too, but those guys for sure, Byron, Baba, and El Fuego, and those guys are MVPs.
Can't forget about El Fuego.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
you
people in the
got.
comments today.
I mean, we've taken in. You've got a little bit of time in car audio. To be honest with you too, you have more hobbies than I knew of until you started posting stuff with the body shop work stuff like that. Or how long you've been loud? I didn't know that, to be honest with you. I feel like a loser seeing some of his older videos. Like, damn, I didn't see that shit. What's up with Sundown being sold? It's going to bring great things. I think it's going to streamline the process of a lot of things. With Scotty Johnson's not playing around. They've been really together between friends and all that stuff for years and years and years. And when you have the experience, the knowledge, and all that stuff, how to streamline a business and a company to be the most profitable and efficient, I think it's going to be a win-win. And again, it gives Jacob Fuller more time to be innovative and not be worrying about the business side of stuff, and then also to be designing things and bringing us better and new product if we can just focus on that.
Right. Still be the face of the company, design, have the fun part of the company and let someone else deal with the numbers.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
For sure, yeah. Well, that takes
it's
a huge load off of him as far as designing too. So now he can feel free to design anything he wants, do R&D, and just be the guy in the back room that makes magic happen. Now,
Oh yeah, and I mean it's one of those things too. And it's been they came out in 2006, so it's not quite a new company anymore. But when it's still mind-boggling, even for me in my first year, to see how fast when a company grows, how substantially you need other help and stuff like that, and you need to be able to use the assets at hand. And that's one thing that's been the changer for me the most business is be able to use and make sure that I use all the tools that are at hand to be able to make me the most proficient, and provide the best service to the customer. And Danny, you are loud. You just freaking, you need more power on those subs, and you're going to blow your mind. But I mean, because they're laughing at those 2.5Ks. Which I'm not being rude, because you got 6 2K RMS subs, and you got 2 5Ks. And if you're just seeing 3 or 4 times rise or more, you're probably seeing a couple hundred watts per sub. But,
you need double the power, easy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
El Fuego's the ambassador. Exactly. Yes, he's the spokesperson. And also,
I wouldn't even know what Seattle was if it wasn't for El Fuego. Like, is that a state?
Yeah. So
I'm excited about 5-12s.
Speaking of more power too, my old Tahoe Robert's about to do some crazy shit to that thing, dude. He just made an order today. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or if he's trying to keep it hush, but yeah, he just ordered 4 monster subs for it.
Oh,
it's gonna have a lot of power. Yeah, pretty much like. Yeah, it should be crazy. I want to.
I'm excited too. I saw. Did he unload the SoundCube HDXs yet or no?
I don't know. He's selling them for a good price, and they literally had like 1 song on them.
What's happening?
Sega.
Declue's ambassador too. That's hilarious.
He is.
Oh, there he is. There's Robert.
If you don't know who Declu is, you don't got a clue.
Do you have? Did you sell the HDXs yet, Rob, or no? But hell yeah. Dude, I'm still mind blown. I didn't really talk to you guys about it last week. The 8K first sub of my truck, whoa, different. Whoa, different.
It's destroying that truck, dude. It's insane.
Ruining the truck. Just
I seen your dash.
Dude, the back doors are like disintegrating before.
I have it broken. One of the window tabs is broken, so and I just have the window crammed up as high as it'll go. So they're like these, they have those tabs that are glued onto the glass and they bolt to the window regulator. The tab where the bolt is broke off, and I just have it crammed up, holding it together. So it makes this terrible metal noise. But
it's so
I'm gonna take it off. The thing that sucks is because it already broke the other side one, and so we had to take the glass out. I had to strip all the glue off of it, which is a huge pain in the dick, and clean it really well, and get the other one and weld it back together and put on there. And it was the one that I didn't take off and weld is the one that broke this time. It was
now you need louder mids, dude. It's it's louder because before you could hear the mids over the music, and now you can't hear any.
You can't hear the it just drowns them out. And I got some good ear flop now. I'm not gonna lie, that 25 hertz range. If you just kind of tuck the side a little bit, it flops the shit out your ears.
Probably a good dB or 2 louder across the board, man.
What I like about it is now is I don't know if I'm any louder, but I'm at the level of where I clipped my 12K a little bit. It was super saucy. It's just like I was saying, it is like it is now. But when I start clipping the 12K, I'm also my voltage is going. And then I'm also making heat and all that other stuff. So and that's one thing I've had to learn in the last week really or so of having that more power is I can't just jump in the truck now every song just do the gain knob all the way to the top. You got to find that pocket of where it's windy and you're not heating the subs up because I do have too much power for the subs.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Now you do. Yeah.
It's nice to have that power on tap, man. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
So
I just acquired Assault 2.
Yeah.
For a new build. Yeah.
That'd be sick.
For the SQ build for the Lexus that's in paint now. It's gotten painted, a lot of it's been painted, and the guy who's doing it, Scott, his friend that he introduced me to, that's my friend now too. His name's Wilson. He's Crazy Body Works. He's been doing all the body work, and this guy Rob there has been painting it. Well, he put 3 or 4 stages of clear on it, and you can see your reflection like a mirror, dude. And it hasn't even been touched with any sanding, no buffing, nothing, dude. It's ridiculous, dude.
This came out super nice. Here's how that started though. So when it came in, we were just going to do the hood, which is the hood's fucked. It had 3 layers of Bondo on it. So we were only going to do the hood with the front bumper and the back or something like that, or the fenders. We're doing the 4 fenders and the hood and the roof or something. Any rate, so after we did the fenders and the roof, the fenders and the roof were extremely more shiny and glossy than the whole rest of the car was. And then it wasn't that we couldn't buff and paint correct his paint that was there to be shiny again, but it being that old and how much correction it would need, I'm afraid how much material we were removing from the paint to be thin. So it's might as well
now it's a full paint job
pretty much now. So it's gonna be
remember it started it was scrubbing when I first got it, just on coilovers, and I brought it in just so we could hammer the fenders out temporarily because it was just going to be a beater until my other car got done. And now it just turned into a full paint job, and he did custom fenders, all this crazy shit for it, dude. Escalated really quick. So now I'm doing an SQ build in it. I'm gonna keep it.
That's how
cool.
it goes.
I'm gonna document it too.
Oh, for sure.
I'll do like a weekly update on it. I mean, I might have it all done in a week when I get it, but I'll try to do like an update and take some pictures and stuff along the process of doing this SQ system. It's gonna be pretty fun.
That's one thing I can say. But you always, the thing is, okay, and I'll be honest with it too, Casey, which again, we always talk about who it's surround yourself with, stuff like that. You'd be giving me advice all the time, but me and you are buddy enough to where I'm kind of like, fuck off, Casey. Like, I'm not listening to your shit right now. As far as like being rigid and stuff like that. Like again, Casey did preach to me for years about I need to make my vehicle rigid. I need to make it rigid. I need to make it rigid. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's fine. But
don't you know?
Let her slap.
Yeah, but when you surround yourself with people like Wilson, that guy, and Joe. His car started out as being, let's hammer on the fenders a little bit, and they're like, no, we're not doing it. Like, if we're gonna do it, like, we're gonna do something fucking cool, and it's gonna be nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously, it turns into throwing money at it too, but it's also like rewarding, and comes out way better in the end.
Got to take those extra steps, man. It's worth it. It's worth
Dude,
it.
I'm so excited. You don't even know, bro. Like, oh, man, we got a lot of people in the comments today. Do we have like a topic today?
Hey man, I need some extreme. The ADS is for me. If you have 325, 325i, 325is component or plate speakers, I'll let you put or cabinets. But my first
Do you still have those ADS speakers?
Yeah, I want to make some bookshelf speakers with them because they're 8-ohm. I think that'd be good.
Nice.
Diamond Audio, that's not what's his name? It makes the fancy boombox and the 81 and all that stuff with Steve. What's his name? Is that? Or I'm thinking of the Diamond Box. I'm thinking of the Diamond.
Yeah, you're talking about the
DMR.
I don't believe that's the same thing.
No. Close.
You're good, Joe.
Man, my voice is crap. It's bad.
Well, it's fine. So, hey, give me a rundown on it because I didn't want to bug you too much. Like, you got sick like last week, man. It just ran through the house or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to think who got first, the chicken or the egg. I think it was Bryson got sick first, and then next thing you know, Oakley got sick, and then Kayla got sick, and then I started to get sick, and then next thing you know, they're getting better, and I'm getting worse, and then next thing you know, he starts upchucking. Then it just goes down the line, and then last Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, I gotta say I was probably the sickest then, and it was just coming out every which way, and I'm like, man, what the heck is this? Got tests for COVID? No, it's just the flu, but I don't know, man. Flu 22. It ain't the normal stuff, man.
Flu 22.
I've known a lot of people like that, man. Hey, what's going on, Andrew? That had like kids, especially in school and stuff like that, and just goes through the house this year.
Yeah, yep. It last time they actually had COVID a second time, and I actually stayed in Bryson's room. They all slept together in our room, and I didn't even get sick. This time, I'm like, I'll be okay, who cares? And yeah, not a good idea. I'm sleeping in this room next time. I got a couch. I'm good.
Oh, for sure. I'm glad you're feeling better though, buddy. I'm assuming the boys and stuff like that are good.
Yeah, everyone's good. I was like the last one, to finally feel a lot better. I don't know how I'm gonna do it tonight, man. My voice is it's there, but it's from coughing so much. It's destroyed, and it's a lot of lungs. It was upper respiratory and stomach flu. Wow. It was both. It's just damn.
I would have brought you crackers and ginger ale, buddy, if I was closer.
Yeah, that's what I was surviving on for a while, and toast.
I wanted to bring this one up. I thought about this the other day, going back and seeing old Steve Mead videos, and my dad being a Rockford distributor in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
The T15K, when it came out, that was like mind fucking blowing to me. I went to a Spring Break Nationals where they're showing off the T15K, and they did it was like the wall of boom, where it was like a crap load of P2s. There was like a wall of them in boxes or whatever, and then 6x9s at the top. And it was just mind blowing to me to think that all that was powered off, one 15K amp. And then to think now that you have to have 3 of those to power the, what I have, like the RMS power in my truck now, just mind boggling to me. I thought about that the other day.
Right.
And the things were huge.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Technology has just come such a far way, man. It really has. Just things are smaller.
It was 2 or 3 that he had.
I don't know.
2. Here we go. Boom. These amps right here. Bam. The T15Ks. Boom, boom, boom. They're pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
And they have like
Didn't somebody have that at Worlds or some kind of show recently? I think it was Derek that did a video on it, or Rob, one of the two.
they also the bottom whole half of the amplifier is a gigantic capacitor bank. If you weren't aware, also that's also the reason the size.
Oh.
If you take the top off of it, it's actually not that big of an amplifier. It is long, but there's a
Wow.
huge cap bank on the whole bottom side of the amp, like the double stack part. There's just a huge cap bank on the bottom.
Jeez.
But still, though, I mean, it's 2006, 15,000 watts, and you know, in one amp, there's Tony right there.
So that almost is like the amplifier that he has now that has super capacitors or whatever inside of it that doesn't even that can be, quote, more than 100% efficient because it has its own type of
This
power
is technically
supply.
a battery inside the amplifier. As you know, it's really a battery.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to give him a hard time on that, and it's concepts that have been brought up in the past, but like the way he's done it now, it's insane. There's some of the new E-Series amps where he was like powering them off of a cigarette lighter, and then he was able to get like 1,000 watts off a cigarette lighter or some dumb more or something.
It's funny we always joke about that. Like, you could probably power this off a cigarette lighter, it'll be fine.
We joke.
Yeah,
That's
actually
our
does
go-to
it,
with Kicker. Yeah, every time Kicker's brought up, and they're like, "Oh, Kicker comp, you know, CX and DX amps or whatever, the Walmart ones suck." I'm like, bro, people literally buy those and power them off any 12-volt wire they can find in their vehicle, and that MF puts music out and puts bass out. I'm telling you,
Yes, it's true.
and probably won't protect.
No. Down to 6 volts on some amps. That's crazy. I was surprised that they said that the Warhorse was operable down to 6 volts. That's insane.
Oh yeah, a lot of those old amps, like the old school amps. Who has the chat music on? It's Andy. Hell yeah, that's our retro wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was crazy because you know, in the early 2000s you wouldn't see large wattage big class D amplifiers. You would always see big ABs, and you know, like they like the Rockford T4000 stuff like that. It's literally a 52-inch 4,000 watt amp, and it's because of AB or BD. They called it BD, but I mean it's really no.
Yeah. I seen the B2 guy on Donut Media. I thought that was so cool from
It's
SEMA.
pretty sick.
I want to pull it up though. Yeah,
I was like, I love Donut Media, and that guy's down there and getting a demo, actually seeing what we do is just so cool. So cool.
boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna pull
To the
it up.
extreme, too, you know what I mean? Like, what a good
Right.
representation.
Right.
Because that thing's insane, dude.
I mean, wait, you gave the Sky High Barbecue this year in case you get a demo of it in the
I know.
Because dude, that thing was insane. Here we go, boom. You can see it in my YouTube history from yesterday. Bam. I'm not gonna.
I saw some weird stuff on there, Scott.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of shit on YouTube. But yeah, dude, Donut Media having freaking YouTube Urban on there, which we showed this one off on another episode. But
Yeah.
just to see it recognizes that, which Zach Wright's Blue Turd Taurus has been on there also. I
Has he
loved it
really?
when he didn't want to get in it, and everybody was scumbagging him to get in the freaking truck.
Yeah. He got in. It's awesome.
Barbecue? I'm down. You had me at barbecue. Look at that, dude. That's pretty sick, too.
Crossfire.
I want to hear
Nice.
That's Lorenzo's, man.
It was nuts.
It's like 16, 18s or something like that. in the
John's
fourth.
I didn't realize John's truck was in here. Oh, I'm on the sky. I'm not even
Yeah, I was
watching
gonna say, what video is this? SEMA?
Yeah, you're on the
Oh,
Sky
Sky
High.
High.
Oh, man. I should have read it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go to SEMA probably next year. I was thinking about it, but it was just too many things. Seems like one of the shows to go to, man. Like Slam, you know.
I'm sitting
It's a
here
biggie.
like, I was like, where is it? It's like, I don't see Jeremiah anywhere. Here we go, boom.
Yeah. I love the speakers in the dash too.
The whole thing's a work of art, dude.
Oh yeah. I seen some comments that are like, "Oh, does he even daily drive it?" And it's like, bro.
I wish they would have
Dude,
shown
like-
turning the alternators on and off.
Do you
Yeah.
daily drive your drag racing car? Like, no.
No. Yeah, it's people's excuses when they're not as loud or don't have as nice car.
I
That's
mean,
all.
do you daily drive your Razor? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's a hobby. It's a hobby car.
I love the reaction.
So cool. So cool. Yeah, because they're huge. What do they got? 7-8 million subscribers or something like that?
7.14, yeah.
Yeah, they're huge. Getting our name on the radar there of whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're that loud. So cool.
Yeah.
The only other Donut Media people that I know is Zach's Blue Shirt Taurus is on the Donut Media for Taurus.
What? I have not seen that, dude. Let me
You
look
haven't
at
seen this
that.
one?
No, dude.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
Will we get in trouble playing those or no?
I mean, I don't know.
Does it matter?
I don't think it matters. I mean, it's not like we're monetized.
The only time it mattered was when we played that Fast and the Furious clip.
Dude, yeah.
Remember that?
Don't say Fast and Furious too
Oh
much.
my-
They're going to shut us down, man.
They shut it down, which we should have known better too, because I don't know if you guys remember, like High Five Vega tried doing like a stream together. Let's watch Fast and Furious, and it got shut down like immediately.
You almost got to do that on like Twitch or something. I don't even know. I don't.
Yeah,
What
let's
the,
watch this.
like a lot of like even like the YouTube guys, they'll do like let's watch, and then he'll only show his face, and then he'll like say they'll have like a line, like a list out where they're gonna pause and talk about it at or whatever. So you're just supposed to watch, but you can't see it on their screen or whatever.
I gotcha.
Let's see real quick.
Jeez.
I had some stuff pulled up though. Black Friday the other day, dude. There's a freaking. I feel like everybody and their mom was passing out the deals today.
I know. I
I
was
didn't see
looking for
anything,
them the other night. I seen you post a lot from Sky High and stuff like that. I was wondering if Kicker had anything, and it's mostly Crutchfield for Kicker products, not Kicker
Yeah.
themselves, but still, lots of deals going on.
Oh yeah.
The deals are really good for audio, but like looking for other stuff, it's kind of hard to find anything that to justify getting. Well, I found a Casper mattress, but that was it. That I don't know.
Picked
that's
up a
big
desk.
savings. You got a desk today?
Yeah, well, last night, Amazon, they have a lot of Black
Sick.
Friday stuff. Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
buy nothing for myself for Black Friday. But yeah, no, it's going back. I posted Sky High once. A, like I make the ad for Sky, but B, we're a distributor for them, so we take it into FF check your DM. I'll do that in 1 second. We have a lot of Black Friday ads going on, which I can get for you myself through Southern Thunder, or they can go to the Sky High website and knock it out. I need to get a promo code for them for people that don't go through me. But yeah, they have a crap load of stuff on sale. And the Trinity's on sale 15% off, which is already like a banger deal to begin with. And then we had your link. I'm gonna pop your link in the thing because Andy here is an affiliate for Boom 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 for Down for Sound. So I'm gonna pop his Down for Sound affiliate link in the chat real quick. They've got the JP amps on sale, which they're already a bargain for the deal to begin with. And it was over 10%, I believe, off on most of them.
Yeah, I know the JP23V2, I think that's already on an introductory price, but I'm not sure if that's a Black Friday sale, but it's still a good deal. You know, they they got a lot of things discounted, so go check it out. Yeah, I don't know. I think the new amps, like there's so many, it's hard to keep up with all the JP amps, you know, but the idea is to have a lot of options, you know, for every build, especially for builds like yours and Casey's where, hey, maybe I need an amp that does 1,000 RMS at 4 ohms by 4, you know,
Sure.
or maybe a 2-channel so that your impedance is correct so you don't have to switch all your speakers out. Lots of stuff.
And a lot of people don't think about that because, like, it's not always about the having a crap load of power. But let's say if you have a certain RMS you want to run, and you don't want to be wiring your amplifier in the dirt, you want to run a 2 ohm or a 4 ohm load or something along those lines, or even an 8 ohm. Sometimes on your doors, you're gonna need an amplifier with way more headroom than the 1 ohm rating to take and get that power you want. So you'll be buying
Right.
a bigger amp.
Right.
And, yeah, I like that they have those and let me full range. And the one thing I respect on a lot of those new ones too is they have bandpass crossovers. So you can run them for your mid bass, and you know how to use the crossovers on the amplifier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This got sent to me, and also the Audio Depot. Yeah, the same guy that does the B2 Bourbon there. Yeah, he has quite a few sales on today, I believe. Also, if you want to check him out, he sent me this video real quick, so I need to check it out. He just says you can never be too fast, and we'll take him. Might as well pop this bad boy in. Did you pause your music real quick, Andy?
I don't hear anything.
But you don't hear anything?
No, can you pause your music, the stream music?
Let's see.
What I do with the Elgato, because you got the Elgato pumped in there, what I do is I hook up a second browser. There you go.
Are they gonna stick Vin Diesel in an SPO vehicle?
No, I have no idea.
This is definitely in America. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's German too. I can tell.
It's all in like German.
Did I beat you? He's like, I have no freaking clue what's going on.
Dom's just, yeah, he's just shaking his head. Can't.
I hope they tapped him out. We lost Casey.
Yeah, what?
It's magic. It was 146 dB.
Woo, that's all you need to float stuff.
Yeah, with one window crack.
Yeah.
My bad.
Scott, there you go. You need to try that.
I've wanted to do that, just like Chevy did with packing peanuts, but I don't want to clean my truck out after that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? The peanuts would be better than whatever they were using there.
Oh yeah, I would not do like confetti. I would not. I did legitimately on my life. I had a bag of Cheetos. I was driving down the road, and I like rolled a bag of Cheetos up, put in my passenger seat, and then I had a song came on. I'm like, I'm gonna bump it. And I grenaded a bag of Cheetos in the passenger side of my truck, dude. Flying all everywhere. You're doing a hair trick. You got one door open, one window up.
51.8 though, gaining, turning the gain up. It's cool to see celebrities or, you know, people that we all know, like Dom there, see what we do, because what we do is not your normal, oh, that my buddy's got a stereo in his car. We're the giant floating hair, hear us 2 miles down the road getting complaints from old grandmothers about their picture frames, and it's just cool to see people like that see what we do.
Yeah, it's super sick.
I went
The
to a show
expressions
in
are always
South-
the best too.
Let me cut you off, Casey.
No, you're good.
The,
It's just to see the expression on people's face when they see something that they didn't even think that was a thing. You know, it's like completely new to them. They may as well have like stumbled across Atlantis and, you know, on vacation or something in the water. Like,
That's
whoa,
why we
what
love
the
doing a
hell?
lot of those not car audio shows for our vendor booth, stuff like that. When you go to like the mini truck shows or like the drift car shows, stuff like that, like when they're not there for car audio, nobody else there really has a system, and you're like, you gave a ton of those first time demo experiences. I'm
Right.
sure they're thinking, just like Andrew was saying, I'm sure it's probably louder. They're inside of a building, they probably can't go full tilt.
A 51.8 though is kind of loud though for whatever that build was, a flat wall.
Dude, in like 06, like you're like world record setter with a 55. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's loud, man. We are all spoiled, okay? Every single one of us.
Oh yeah, for sure. Power's too cheap now, in my opinion. At the end of the day, boom. It's only 151. It's for sure louder. 1%.
He was sandbagging.
Yeah.
Those builds, though, you got to think about it. You know, like most of our builds, that, you know, if you went back in 1 decade, much less 2, you'd like literally be like a world record champion. You know what I mean? Like this stuff we just drive around and base on every day. Yeah,
Right.
every time all the time I showed people like the alternator setup. Not only the alternator setup, but the thermaling on the alternators where they turn each other on and off.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Oh
dude.
wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Made it like a mad scientist. You know, I just imagine Andrew at the back of his truck, like plugged in through FireWire into his freaking computer he built in there back. It's like an old Mac or something like that, just coding like temperature turn on off. He's like a mad scientist.
Good
That's the only
efficiency
light,
that way.
yeah, the only light in the shop is his monitor screen while he's coding electronics to turn on and off in the back of the truck.
I can't.
Let's see though. But no, yeah, it's crazy to see how much just came as far as it's in the time, even since that video though. But I mean, like, I feel like information is so readily available now because, you know, again, you hear people talk about it back in the day about, you know, people being private and not sharing, you know, their stuff. And,
Right.
and even on the forums and stuff like that, you wouldn't see big guys doing it. I think I'll still even we attribute so much to Steve Mead, but I still honestly think even Steve Mead attributed to a lot of the sharing information because a lot of the forums were still pretty private. They just discussed drivers and closures, but like when the SMD forum came up and he was posting up his, blueprints for his boxes and all that stuff. That's actually like the first time I remember seeing a big fourth order wall like that, was seeing the blueprints on his forums.
Right, we're all kind of learning together now rather than, with a few select friends, if that.
We talked about that like the first 5 minutes, so you can go back and rewind her. There we go. Not Lattimore in 218s. I mean, like, dude, 153 with 218s, stuff like that's not bad, bro. I mean, like, we take and, take what we can for granted, but still doing 50 plus for sure in most vehicles is silly loud.
Let's talk about Exo's build coming up, dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull that bad boy up.
Bro.
And I'm excited on his build and freaking Mullen's build coming along really good.
That's true, yeah. Mullen's build's gonna be crazy. He doesn't even know what drivers he's doing yet, though. He's still indecisive, man.
We've talked about a couple different drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the video. Don't pull that stuff up right a second when I'm busy with things. Steve, make sure.
I like this one. I was laughing. MySpace. He's right.
Dude, it was back in the day. I remember watching the Steve Meade videos when it was like him in his garage, that thing, like him standing on whoopers and crap like that. And like when the first SMD stuff came out, I always mounted. I haven't even seen this one yet. So he's got RGB fans.
Yeah, and that's the little one. That's the little one he's putting on bigger ones. I think it's like a quad or an 8. Well, he was saying that he was getting special ones made in this video here.
We have
sure he is.
That are going to be
the big fat fannies.
Huge.
Scott has one. Joe has one. I have one on the way. They're like 30-something inches long.
Yeah, the one I got was number 6.
It's called the Big Fat Fanny.
Oh, so she has a name.
Look how much work he did just to show people that it's going to be rigid.
That's what EXO needs to do, because that's what EXO is like Steve Meade, but showing the average guy, what works and, that we all can do this stuff. And I like it because it's like teaching you something. It's not just, oh, look at this girl's hair floating, or look at the build that I'm building. This stuff. Yeah. I like that.
He gets real down into it. And this, dude, the stuff he's put into this build is insane. Like, it's so strong. Dude, look at that thing.
It's crazy. I did my first big 3, and like I was blessed and fortunate. Like we got to give him a demo, and I got to tell him it, which was cool. I did my first big 3 setup in like the late early 2000s, literally at my grandparents' house in the driveway. It's when he had his original the van, the Plymouth Caravan or whatever it was, the Dodge Caravan, and I was watching the video. I watched the video, and then I would walk to a certain point and see what he did. I'll go outside, make the wire, put it on, come back in, play the video, watch the next part, go back out there, do that. And that's how I did my first big 3, was watching the EXO. Back when he was doing like the bass drive-by video, like honky like bass in his driveway and stuff.
Back when you had to go back inside to see the video and then run back outside and remember what you just watched.
Oh yeah, I didn't have a phone.
And then you have to go to the store to get something, so you have to print out MapQuest.
Oh, dude. But you know what? The thing is, though, I never got lost with MapQuest. I never did, dude.
I can't. Yeah, before the good old smartphone days. Again, spoiled.
I know, man.
Dude, I love my fannies. I'm excited to get the big fat fanny put in. I'm going to space it off the amp rack. Oh, wow, we got some C-Flow fans, some big-ass ones.
I was thinking about getting fans for the quad, but amps are doing great, man. Never hit thermal yet. Got mine a little louder on my brake. Turns out by running a Y splitter on the RCAs, I was actually sacrificing a lot of input voltage on the amps. And since I'm running a stock head unit with the key lock, I was just, the key lock works where you set it. And then if you try turning it past it, it just says that's all you got. And so what I did was, instead of splitting the signal, instead of splitting the signal, I jumped the wires from RCA in to RCA out from each amp to amp, and that actually made it louder because my voltage wasn't getting cut in half, so my gains can be set better and I have more headroom. And like yours, when you switched your amp around, you gained more bandwidth. You can play better, on all your songs without clipping. Right, and I wasn't running into my all-pass filter kicking in.
Sure. Yeah, that's what's up. Guy got to ask. I don't know the name of the distribution company, but he did Rolling Thunder, ETI Performance, All Out Audio, and Audio Addictions in Canton, Holly Springs. Boom, boom, boom. But yeah, it's coming out sick. It makes me taking definitely. That's one thing. It's, the information being readily available. You can literally just go in here and watch YouTube and watch these guys build their rigs and be like, "Oh, I need to do that to mine." You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go to forums or ask people stuff or any of that stuff.
It makes me happy when he pulls out LiPo packs because he's into RC stuff too.
Oh, sure. Like, why else would you have these?
Yeah.
I actually took the cap route this weekend, dude. It's been a while on Stone Mountain. This thing's pretty wicked.
Well, I took him off. I'm gonna take the YouTube video off. The thing is wicked.
It's got 4-wheel steering.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Does it seem weird doing the 4-wheel steering or no?
No, like it's hard to get used to, but once you get used to it, it's pretty wicked, dude. Like there's some lines that you can take that are just like that no one can really follow you. You know what I mean? Because it's such a tight turning radius and stuff.
Dub, I ran splitters because I wanted to run both CX 1800s on one bass knob. Just because I wasn't running RCA, or I wasn't running... Yeah, I just ran RCA bass knobs. So, have control of both amplifiers with one. So, that's...
Les is still around, and he's still doing his wave boxes. Those fucking fat pieces of shit is what they are. Casey knows Les, too.
Wave box?
Bro, no comment.
What's a wave box for 500?
It's pretty much a regular ported box, but with more of an attitude.
Like, it's a guy that's a local box builder at a local shop, and he thinks he has a patented wave box, which is just a ported box. He just runs shit through an ISD and makes a box. And there's nothing great about him. And then on top of that, I was trying to break bread with him. I was a Snap-on dealer there, and just trying to spend money with some of the customers, spend money with me. Like, okay, cool, I'm gonna get a box for my Corvette. First off, he argued with me that he couldn't center the sub in the back of the glass, that there wasn't enough room to do it. A, stupid. B, there was. So, like, the sub is a stroker, and the sub was, like, centered off the right, and it was, like, a freaking nut hair away from the freaking hitting the back deck all the time. And then he had it loading in the rear corner into a pocket, which isn't the way I wanted to do a front slot for it. He said he couldn't have the room. There's plenty of room to do a slot for it. And then I went to go put a bigger sub in it. Never took the box apart. Never even looked inside of it. The carpet was okay. The paint was half-assed. He spray painted inside the port, but it was like one layer of spray paint. And
that's all you need.
Yeah, for sure. And then took the sub out to put a resilience down gold in it, and saw that it was like just pretty much brad nailed together. And there was one brace inside the box, and it was like 1/2-inch MDF that was just glued in place. It wasn't even. Here's how bad the box is, actually. If you ever see any pictures I post of it in the car, you can actually see the inside of the box of this right here. Boom. It was just glued together, but you'll never see me post the whole box because the box looked like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did it get down though? Was it all right?
It sounded okay. I mean, you put a 15 in the back.
It metered louder than his excursion did at the time.
The same. It metered the same.
That's
it
crazy.
was like a 146 or something
It's
like
146.
that.
Yeah, so
on a 15.
on 800 watts.
Yeah.
Damn, them strokers be stroking.
Well, that was the gold. That was the gold.
Dude, this thing, I love this stroker though. But the stroker was crazy musical. I had it on single run of one on a Rockford T800 too. It sounded great. The box.
It sounded really good. Yeah.
It played low. It was okay. It's like 20 hertz per year, but I mean, there's not a lot of excursion. You see it picking up the whole hatch of the back of the Corvette.
Yeah, flexing, loud.
So at the time, I had the 4 gold 15s in the excursion, and had the 4 gold 15s on the T4000, and then I took and I metered a 146, and then I had the single gold 15 in the Corvette on 800 watts and metered a 146, and that's when I was like, "Fuck it, we're walling this truck off. I'm not doing this anymore." Here we go, got it. Here's my last box. This freaking turd.
That's big. That's big. Big port, big box. Damn.
I paid $400 for this box. Look inside.
There's nothing wavy about it, bro. That's just a regular slot port.
Regular slot port, and it looks like shit.
Did he happen to have it like?
My phone sounded like shit back then. It beat the crap out of the Corvette. That 15 beat the shit out. It ruined that car.
Maybe he had it like tapered or something. I don't know.
No, there was
I don't
nothing
know.
tapered
That was
about
a
it.
regular slop fork. He didn't even round the corners over.
Yeah, there's no 45s, no nothing. There was just in the area he told me that he couldn't move the sub over to was just dead area. It was just empty area.
Wow.
Yeah, but that effing guy. It's funny that he knows him though.
What's his name?
It's Les something. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
Maybe it was his brain.
Less loud? No.
Less loud, yeah.
Well, it was kind of fun. And then, yeah, you remember, Casey, you got him. I was like, oh yeah, he built my Corvette box because you're trying to get. You had the blueprint. You had the cut sheet for the 4 platinum box.
Yeah, I
You
had
get
a
a-
build sheet. He like gave me some crazy, insane.
It was like
parts.
$500, $600 to take in just to assemble. This is pre-COVID when MDF wasn't even expensive.
Yeah.
So it was like, and he wanted some out. It's like every time he added a sub to the box, it was like $250 or some dumb shit like that. So by the time it was a 415 box, it was like ridiculously expensive to put together a cut sheet. It was like,
Yeah.
fuck off, dude.
I went and built it in one night and had like a couple $100 in materials.
The
And the only reason I was gonna have him build it, I didn't have any tools. I literally went and like got the tools and went and returned them. I was trying to break at the time.
it was silly.
Made it happen though.
We got a lot of new people watching tonight. It's good. It's good. Thanks for
Oh,
joining
yeah,
us.
sure. Yeah, I appreciate having you guys tonight. I'm glad to have everybody back, man. It's been we were talking crap about you earlier, Bob, but were your ears burning, bro?
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to rewind. I'm happy I'm still sick, but it's just like I feel good.
Getting
My
there.
voice is just not there, but we're here. Missed you guys.
Speaking of
Yeah, man,
strokers,
miss you guys, dude.
Going crazy,
I mean,
really.
It's been a while, dude.
Yeah.
what did you always see? Like, it's always in these old boxes, in these old walls. It always like triangle ports or ports like this, where it's always like triangle patterns. It's always strokers and triangle pattern ports.
It's because they
I don't know,
weren't
that
cool
thing's
enough
sick,
to
though,
have
dude.
square
Look at that thing.
speakers.
I was
Look at
thinking
that
about it,
thing.
Andy. I can buy because I've ruined my dash now since I've got those square holes where the vents used to be. I can put kicker square speakers in there now.
There you go. You're set. ST series.
I like cruising the car sound culture page just to look at the old ads and stuff like that, articles for like the car
That's
audio
so cool.
installs. Those old Alpine V12 amps are actually great.
Yeah, they're super good, dude.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
silver ones.
Oh
Silver,
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
The new Alpine stuff looks pretty sick. The status stuff.
yeah, I like the.
Well, they
Taz.
had a status F1, and it was like hella expensive, and no one really bought it. And then the new Alpine status is like crazy, dude. The cone design on those things, and then the way the surrounds are, like it's fucking awesome. I really want to try it out.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the surrounds on the new status speakers?
Mm-mm.
These people with these
Dude,
builds,
it's
what do you
insane.
think they're doing with them now? Do you think like they're
These
still
builds-
into the
these builds are-
hobby, or
These guys have long gotten out of the hobby, and the build is taken apart with no equipment, sitting in somebody's backyard.
damn?
Yeah,
Most
in
of
the
them.
junkyard maybe.
There's Casey's favorite brand.
Dude, Alpha Sonic's awesome. Alpha Sonic's coming back, dude. They're coming back, big
Oh,
time.
Mm,
They are, dude, 100%. They have an engineer from Orion now, and they're new
Oh,
subs. They have a big
everyone's
boy
jumping
Orion.
ship on Orion now. I see.
Those are first in Orion HCA amps that are like gold plated or something. I love all the old car audio. My dad wrote for Car Audio and Electronics magazine.
I feel like if Boss Audio tried to build a competition woofer and amp, they could. They know what they're
Sure.
doing.
No,
You know-
they would go to a Chinese manufacturer and say, "We'll take that."
Yep, it won't
See
blow
what
up.
B2
I'll
guy,
tell you
their
that.
Hummer
It
and
will
SEMA.
not go and protect. It'll keep going.
The Hummer, they had a
Are
Boss
we ta-
Audio
Are
Hummer.
we talking about the Alpha Sonic Hummer?
Oh, Alpha Sonic or
Uh,
the Boss?
There was a kicker Hummer,
I think we're talking about Alpha Sonic.
electric kicker Hummer. Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. I never knew of Lanzar. I mean, I know like back in the day, like in the early '90s, Lanzar was decent equipment, but in my lifetime, Lanzar's just been shit. I feel like, and Iphonics. I'll say it.
The Hyphonics Alpha stuff's pretty good
The new stuff.
for what it is. For the money, the Alpha line from
Yeah, they don't look that
Hyphonics is
bad.
really good. For the
They don't-
money, dude, it's really good.
Hmm.
One
One-time
time,
boss.
Boss had the world record. I believe it. I believe it. Most
There's the
underrated
boss, dude.
amplifier. or overrated.
The boss. I've seen it's me doing it.
See, so they know what they're doing. They're just hitting the market that makes the most money. Is the you
Yeah.
know?
I'm sure Boss, Pile, all those guys probably still sell tenfold more product than most of our favorite brands.
Yep.
I do not miss these early 2000s though. Fiberglass everything installs.
Yeah.
Suicide doors.
There we go. Oh, that's the power
Neons.
supply. Chris from Limitless owns this truck now. This van.
Oh, is that the power supply van or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that thing, dude.
Look at those PPI amps, dude. Those are my favorite PPI.
So
It's the
sick,
black art
man.
amps. It has the silk screen of the board on top of them.
Nice.
That's tits.
Yeah, that thing's sick, dude. It just looks cool too. You know, you see it roll up and you're like, oh, damn it, man.
Dude,
Imagine being
in
a
the
show
90s,
back
early
then.
2000s, company demo vehicles are the coolest thing. I got to ride to school in the Rockford Fosgate. There's a Panasonic Scion TC and the Lightning Audio Storm Jetta. And I thought it was the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
I like that van.
Dude, that interior is actually
Same.
tit. Look at the acrylic on the dashboard. Oh, I wish you could see it.
Mm.
All those Rockford DSM amps. David Kolstak on his birthday, God rest him, it would take him freaking shit his pants right now if he saw those DSM amps. Floating amp rack in the early 90s.
That's
Ugh.
cool.
Punch power.
And everything they're doing is like router work and like everything was by hand. You know, they didn't have CNCs back then.
Yeah.
They make everything nice and precise. You know, so everything was like old school way of, you know, like real woodworking and handcrafting stuff that was really beautiful.
If anybody's ever wondering if you need to have an inline EQ or anything like that in your build, the answer is only if you have an old ass system like this where you don't have EQs on your amplifiers or on your radio.
Right.
Like back when this stuff came out, there wasn't an EQ in the radio, there wasn't crossovers in the radio. You had to go out of the radio into an EQ and then get split up to what channels you wanted to. That's pretty. I miss kind of seeing those in the magazines though.
That's what I might do. Because the Pilot, I'm just limited on EQ and on the head unit. I got bass and treble. I can't adjust my mid-level. And,
Don't do any
You know,
EQ.
Why don't you do a DSP that's got like audio in, like Bluetooth in, or you can do a DAC in? or
yeah,
something
I
like
need
that.
some kind of DSP because I have it's the key to 100.4, but I still can't adjust anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
the
Get rid of the back
speakers.
radio altogether and just bypass it completely.
I ain't doing that on that Pilot. No way.
No, I mean it can
Unless-
still be in
until
there,
it's-
but I'm talking about the input from your amps are handled by a completely different thing. Like you could have like a digital audio controller or something that goes straight in to a DSP, and the DSP would play out. That way, you wouldn't have to even use the factory radio. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
So instead of the
but, you
inputs
know,
going in,
Right. I just still use it for like the entertainment system and just it's our family car. So it's
true. Yeah.
So what I'm instead of using the EQ because that's when I realized I need a DSP. When I use the EQ on Spotify, I can get it to sound a lot better at high volumes because what happens is those kicker speakers are really nice where they'll rear down so that they don't blow. Well, I don't want them to rear down at this certain volume, and no matter what I do with the gain adjustment, that's not the problem. It's trying to send all these frequencies through and it's saying, hey, that's too much power, I'm rearing down. When I pull the mid, I can get a lot louder and it sounds really good, but I can't use that on every source, like my XM radio or, DJ Rusticles on the app or USB drive. I can't. It's only Spotify, so that's why I need to put some kind of EQ, DSP, just mainly an EQ, just so I can pull some mids down and be able to get more out of it rather than adding more speakers into air vents and, all that stuff.
I don't think the inline EQ is going to give you the tunability that you're thinking it's going to give you.
Well, all I'm trying to do is replicate what I can do on Spotify, but just for everything else, just to pull down the mids. The head unit, every other head unit I had, it's stock car, it would have a mid, bass, mid, and treble. This only has bass and treble. I can't pull down the mids whatsoever.
I want
look at the
this.
Macintosh unit. Yeah,
I guarantee you this has an
That's a
RCA input.
G35.
Yeah, no.
It's like a G35.
It's a G35, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you that has an auxiliary input RCA. So you get a Bluetooth module in too.
I'm liking the VUs.
Look at that buzz barring. Oh wow. I don't even know what subs those are. They're definitely something SQ. Look at the inverteds and rounds and all that stuff. I have no idea
Yeah,
what
pretty
those
cool.
are. I bet it sounds good. Oh, I bet it's hybrid audio.
I can't see any of it.
It's going to be hybrid audio. It's hybrid audio technologies. I bet it's the
Big
hybrid
zero.
audio. I like those hybrid audios you sold. They weren't bad.
Yeah, hybrid made some pretty good stuff. I was never really like blown away with hybrid though. I wonder if they have the factory nav screen still pop up out of that thing,
Probably not.
because you can power it where it still pops up.
Really?
For
You
sure.
always see them dead all the time when someone puts the radio on it.
Yeah. No, you can power them and then they'll still come up and you'll see like your display and stuff up there.
That's what sucks about like those cars. A lot of people do them wrong, or like Genesis's, like Cameron's old car, like the first gen one. People throw a radio in them and not do anything with the OEM screen. It's on the top of the dash. And it's like a dead black screen on there all the time. Like, do something with that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's how my buddy Justin's Mitsubishi Endeavor. That's how his is.
I wish we would have known somebody that played with these Alpine Type X subs before they got discontinued.
I've used those. I've used a bunch of those.
I bet they're great.
Yeah, we installed a lot of those at like Sound Sensations and
That's
I mean,
the only place
they're
I've
pretty
ever seen them in person with that Sound Sensations.
yeah. I prefer the Type R to be honest though. For all
Yeah.
around and the price, the Type R is great, especially the silver cone Type R. That's like one of the best.
Do it,
I've
bro.
ever- This,
Now
dude,
the
it's
X, is
still
it
at
just
Best Buy.
higher power handling,
Yeah.
better imported or sealed compared to the Type R, or
It's more SQ oriented all around.
so it's kind of like the Comp Q versus the L7. Yeah,
Pretty much.
gotcha.
But it's the Type R. There was a silver cone Type R when I first started at Best Buy, like over 11 years ago now, and we put like I think it's E6000 or something around because it had come apart from the surround, and it's still in there today, dude. I went in there for like a harness or something. I was helping a buddy out in Canton, and I was like, I'll just go to Best Buy and grab it. And I went up there and I went to the install bay, and it's still there playing, dude.
I can't.
It's the same
Quality
one. You
stuff,
can't mistake
man.
it.
Yeah, you
I
know.
bet he knows it. Oh, fuck. Is it Mark? Not Mark. What's the guy's name at Sound Stations that retired now since then that has the.
You talking about Keith?
Keith. I bet you know Keith.
Yeah, Keith's awesome, dude.
I love
He was
Keith.
our
He
shop
gave me,
foreman
he gave me
there,
my
dude.
first ABS plate amp. He gave me there's a while I was considered like the Salvation Army of car audio because I was driving a Snap-on truck and I would just go to all my car audio shops and be like, hey, what old shit you got laying around? I like Rockford, ADS, all that stuff. And then Keith's ears perked up. ADS, I haven't heard that name in a long time. And he's like, here you go, son. And he gave me a plate amp. It's dead, but I'll take it.
Yeah,
Look at
Keith's
this
a good
shit.
dude, man. I learned a lot from Keith working there. He didn't take any shit either. He'd look over you. He'd try to shortcut something. That's it. He'd be redoing it, dude.
Bro, this thing, it needs a new bench seat. It needs dual buckets, but this truck is sick.
Yeah,
Dude,
it's
the bench
clean.
suite's sweet in that thing. Look at it.
I thought it was isn't it Jeremy Brown's got the sick kicker truck? The brown one is in Jeremy truck.
That's Tim.
Tim's. That thing's
Tim,
sick.
the cameraman.
Oh, really? It's the cameraman truck?
Yeah. Yep.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Of course, my Facebook just shit fans. Dude, this truck.
Yeah, I
used to
think
blow my
Les
mind.
was at Sound Sensations for a little bit, and then
Back in the day. Way back in the day.
I think like before I was there. Yeah.
This truck used to blow my mind. This was an expedition or excursion also.
Oh, this T2s.
T2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
I always thought those were so loud just looking at them because of the titanium look finish.
The aluminum dust cap.
They were
yeah,
pretty
I was
loud,
like,
dude.
ooh.
Yeah, I love my T2s, bro.
Especially with the Recons.
Yeah, with the RA Audio Recons, they were sick. But like those taught me a lesson because I was collecting all that old school stuff at the time. Old school amps, great because you can test them. Old school subs, even if they're really nice when you get them, if you start playing them and playing 20 hertz on them, they're gonna come apart. They're gonna come unglued. Something's gonna come undone, and they're gonna fail. And then I wanted 4 T215s so bad. I really wanted 4 Rockford Fosgate T215s, but like the subs are going for like $700 a pop blown. And then on top of it, like, so if they go for like 700 each, even blown or in poor condition, sometimes more if you get a nice one. So then you have to buy custom recones to match your custom recone T2s. It's like $350 a sub or some dumb shit. So now it's like, I'll have $2,500 in 4, 25-year-old 15s that are,
Yeah.
moderate, mid-level subwoofer performance for today. So it's like, it just wasn't
Yeah.
cost effective.
Not worth it. No.
You get a beat down from like a Sundown U series.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get me wrong though, I did miss the amount of old school love that I got when I had the all Rockford power builds and stuff like that, with all the old Rockford equipment. You get old heads come up and they're like, "Oh God, I haven't seen that in a long time."
Damn, what's that?
And they want to buy shit from you. Yeah. Well, if anyone was curious, what goes on in the SPL lanes and how we did the bodywork on Casey's truck. Let me refresh this. Boom, boom, boom. Here's how we did the bodywork on Casey's Lexus.
Yeah, makes it louder, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, this video came out mint though. Just don't
Dude,
get in an
fucking
accident.
mint. Yeah, no. I feel bad
Gonna
for
kill
whatever
someone.
Whatever hit you. What are you talking about?
Bro.
What would you do if you
Yeah.
like found out that we just filled your Lexus up with concrete? Like, might as well be an SPL rig now.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't know if the
Scrubbing
judges
everywhere.
are going to see that, but it might help your park and pound score if you put it on the right side and all that fun stuff. So
I'm probably gonna I'm leaning towards 2 X8s on the Salt 2. That's where
That'd be
I'm leaning,
good.
in like a 4th order. Yeah, probably in a 4th order.
And just have it all be in the trunk like a big acrylic window.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how it's gonna work with the air ride and all that.
Oh, now we're air
Right.
riding?
Yeah. I'm planning on bagging it, but I gotta figure out where everything's gonna go in the trunk before I do anything. Let's do some measurements, whatever. We'll see. Moments like Casey joined me. I'm not putting any concrete in the Lexus, dude. I'm not doing it.
I should have concrete. I'm just gonna fix the floor in the excursion. I'm just gonna keep pouring concrete in the floor till the hole fills up.
It's just all gonna leak out the bottom, dude.
Yeah, and
You're gonna try to back up and you're stuck on a concrete mound.
I'm gonna put some masking tape on the bottom side.
Yeah, that'll work, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Just do that heavy pour foam, dude.
That's what I was telling everybody the other day. I was like, Casey taught me a sick trick on foaming the voids, and after you fill it in, you put masking tape over it real quick, and you pull it off later and it's smooth. And I was like, hey, make sure you let that shit actually dry before you pull it off, then, because I had like bread loaves coming out of all my pillars. Where I pulled it off the next day. It was just dick hanging down
It
everywhere.
does look like a bread loaf, dude. You gotta
can't-
let
Yeah,
it
it
dry
looked like a
completely.
loaf of bread is hanging out of my roof everywhere. And I was like, maybe I pulled that off a little soon. Like maybe 8 hours was not enough time.
yeah,
You do have to give it some air though. You can't like if you're using the spray foam, you can't just completely just start sealing it or whatever and like seal it all up and then put the spray foam in and then completely seal it. You gotta have some airflow going in there. So you gotta have somewhere where the foam can go if it needs to go, and then put some towels or something under it or whatever. But if as long as you have a place for it to escape, if it overfills, then it'll be real nice and smooth with the spray foam.
We haven't talked about these since they've been released.
Yeah, Andy, tell us about this, dude.
The Kicker Comp Gold Letter Series are back. And 10, 12, 15, 400 RMS, 600 RMS, and 800 RMS, I believe. And man, these things are going to be awesome. And it's cool that they're going to keep them out for now until, end of run of like any normal product they have. So that's pretty cool. And supposedly it's above the Comp R and below the Comp Q in comparison of performance. So just cool that they brought it back. People complaining about the rib. I'm not a rib guy either for a lot of things, but I think
like the
you
rib
kind of
sound.
almost have to,
It's
with how
ribbed
much.
for our pleasure, dude. It's literally ribbed for our pleasure. If it didn't need ribs, Kicker
helps
wouldn't
keep it
put
linear.
them on there, okay? If Steve Irby says it needs ribs, it's getting ribs, damn it. I'm
It's
telling
getting
you.
ribs.
Yeah. If they like it or not, if we
Yeah.
don't, if Steve Irby tells us we need ribs on our speakers, that means we need to put ribs on them, dude. Like, I think Sundown's going to do it next. You're going to see rib surrounds on those bitches next week. I'm telling you. On Easter.
Don't hate it unless you try it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it might be so ribbed for your pleasure, you don't even freaking know. I bet you it's a decibel per freaking rib on that MF, okay? No, it was funny. I saw that it's funny that I saw that people are complaining that there was two things. I mean, I didn't really care so much about the rib. People are complaining there was no 18s. I'm like, who the fuck? Okay, none of you guys in here that complaining about 18s. None of you have a build with 18s in them. Any of that. So I mean, like, come on, let's be realistic. So I mean, like, yeah, you're not gonna put an 18 in your car, especially in this price point. And then
Yeah.
B, the people that wanted to be like identical copies of the original gold letter subs. It was like, first off, these things aren't $49 anymore. A, B, nobody in fucking United States is buying a 40 ounce, fucking 8mm both ways subwoofer that doesn't play 20 hertz.
Go to
Nobody's buying it.
Walmart, buy a
Sure.
12-inch kicker comp. End of
And-
story.
And that 12-inch kicker comp is still going to wipe its butt with that original gold letter subwoofer. Even as amazing as the sub it is and respect for it, that cheap entry-level sub is going to mop the floor with it.
Yep. It's nostalgia and, just comparing of what was around then to whatever there was. And, that's why they were ahead of the game. But,
Sure.
I know I hear that all the time. And then 18, I think it would be cool, an 18-inch kicker comp or gold letter. I think that would be cool. Who knows? Enough
Sure,
people that want that, they listen to a degree. I mean, but at the same time, how many people are putting 18 in their car? It's not that easy. I got
And
the
how many
Scar
other
SDR
product
18
lines
just
they have
sitting here. I don't know
Sure.
what to do with it. It's just the.
There's so many product lines also, like, it wouldn't make sense to make crazy overlap on each other. But I just thought it was funny. I wanted to joke on that one for a minute. But no, I'm excited for these stuff, man. Very stoked for these. I think it'd be good. I like to see them and stuff. I like to see people do retro theme build, like maybe where they use old school amps in the new sub or something like that. Some like old ZR 1000s or something like that on the old gold label or new gold labels.
I don't know, man. I would kind of wish they did have an 18. I think that would be kind of cool, to be honest with you.
I know. I've
Who's
mentioned
buying
it to.
600-watt
I think I
18?
mentioned it to Kip a long time ago. I was like, they need an 18-inch kicker comp. Budget 18, something that people say, I just want to buy an 18 because I can. And $250. I think it could happen at the comp level. I don't know about the gold.
The only thing I think on that is that they have to really do tooling for like another motor and stuff like that because more common like the 10, 12, 15 same motors. They just do different baskets, different soft parts. But I just don't feel like the comp motor even for the 15 would be enough for an 18-inch driver. How much more MM and all that stuff they'd have just be how much more round it is.
And with how picky Steve is, everything's got to be perfect. And it just doesn't make sense. That's kind of how they look at it.
I don't mean to sound like this guy. Hear me out though, but I don't feel like anything below a 3-inch coil deserves to be on an 18.
Oh, come on!
My
now, dude.
SDR
FI
has a
crazy
2.5.
Dude, the FI subs that Jake has, they're like a 2 or 2.5-inch coil, and they get down, dude. They're really nice.
Yeah, but it's like a tiny little efficient motor too, though.
Yeah, you got like a
but that's what I'm
PA
saying,
home
like-
style speaker at that point.
I don't know, dude. They're pretty sick. It just depends on the overall build. I guess that's like saying like the big 32-inch subs. The motor looks so small on those, it's more than sufficient. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I mean, when you
Born
get that
stroke,
big, it's hard to
baby.
keep it
Born
linear
stroke.
anyway.
That's all that matters.
There's also 32-inch subs of those that flop though too, that aren't really that good. When they use that frame just with a small coil on it, you see people put those big 5 or 8-inch coils on. They're pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Some giant coils.
Man, his ears are burning too.
This guy.
Kicker will never go to full-fledged American made. It'll never be.
They won't. They own build houses over there, dude.
I'm saying it's not going to happen. Yeah.
They have their own China build house.
Also, everyone wish David in the chat happy birthday.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, David. Dude.
He turned like 39 again or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if Kicker could be able to get, because even if you make it here, so many parts are being made over China, and you can, what is it, JL, assembles here, but they're still getting their parts from overseas. Majority.
A lot of the JL stuff now is
Same
actually
thing.
made in China.
Kicker does it. Sundown does it. A lot of stuff on their Chinese stuff. Kicker sends neoprene to China for their build specifications for the surround, stuff like that. They send coils to China. Sundown sends coils to China, stuff like that. And hear me out. If we're literally just talking about saving money because we're staying where the tooling and machining's at for the price point of the driver that you want to buy, and we're talking about parts that would either be shipped here and assembled here or stay where they're getting manufactured for the most part, locally shipped, and we're just paying somebody to glue these shit together. Shim and fucking glue is all you're paying for somebody to do for the most part. And nobody's gonna want to pay the premium tax to pay that employee here in the United States to shim and glue shit together on the driver that's been developed, and you're just literally assembling it. Don't get me wrong, I know there'll be always a market for like a niche style driver or somebody that's making their own stuff, tooling their own stuff. They'll import a bunch of ferrite, a bunch of neo, top plates, bottom plates of the machine, open tool baskets. That's cool, I respect it. But generally speaking, for like price point mass production stuff, dude, they're gonna save money, and if you're really just paying somebody to glue shit together, they're gonna get the parts that they want on the driver. You know, if it's a premium company, Sundown Kicker, they all do it. Let me a tangent there, but like, yeah, you're literally paying somebody to glue shit together.
Right, and then you're going to complain about the prices because then
because that gold sub, but that gold sub's gonna be $250, $300. I almost guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the reason I want the original gold letter, because it's not. I bet you the gold letter subwoofer before inflation is like probably $29, $49. I bet you this speaker was something like that. At the original gold level price, I mean.
Yeah, like $100 and today $150.
Also, a lot of guys emphasize on U.S. This is David's birthday picture, guys. Everyone wishes the stud happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dave!
Damn it, man!
I know.
We might get pulled down for lewd conduct here.
Just look into his eyes.
Is that you sure that's not Dom from Fast and Furious?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
it's Dom's little brother.
Chain is hot. I bet you, dude. I bet you'll burn your hands touching that chain right now. But no, going back to even amps. Now, don't get me wrong. I know, like, like linear power. A lot of the Rockford stuff was like the employees assemble stuff, crap like that. But for the most part, you wouldn't believe how many, like, especially middle '90s, late '90s amplifiers that were labeled as made in the USA, where it'd be like a company in Vietnam or something like that would be machining the heat sinks. A company in Japan or China would be doing the boards and manufacturing on that. They import them both. Somebody in the production facility drops the board into the amplifier case, and they do a test to turn it on, blah, blah, blah. And that's labeled as made in the USA. Like, a lot of these guys, the old timers, they highlight reel that the rules have fucking changed on what can be labeled as made in the USA. It has to be like a certain percentage of it being made here. So like, and even back in the day when we had USA made amps where they're even assembled here, guess what? Those capacitors and all that stuff were not made here. Like, we still import all that stuff. It's like long time partnership with Japan.
Right. It's like, oh yeah, we gotta start digging for lithium here. Where? Where? It's not here.
Yeah.
Works just fine.
Damn, we're at an hour 10, boys.
Yeah, it's quality control.
We have a lot to catch up on.
I know. I'm glad I got to hang out with you guys. It's been a while. Man. Hopefully I make it tonight. I don't know.
Are you doing your own tour here in a minute or no?
Yeah, I'm going to. We're going to see how it goes. You know, my voice, anytime I feel fine. And then I start talking and I'm like, man, my voice is just not there. It's just not. There.
You sound fine, bro.
Do I sound fine?
You generally do.
To me, I don't sound fine. It must be just a congestion in my ears.
Sure.
My nose,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like you have like a little monotone deeper going on certain notes.
Yeah, that's what it. I can't be like, what's going on? Like I'm like dying.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, guys. Maybe I'm just
I swallowed a
finally hitting puberty. God. No, but it's been fun, man, and glad to be back. And I miss you guys, and have a happy Black Friday.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm glad to have you guys again. I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate everybody in the chat. We had a really active chat tonight. It was a good time. And
Absolutely.
That's really it. Rolling Thunder, episode 63. I don't want to see money drink and drive this weekend. Be safe and enjoy time with your family. Again, I hope everyone had a good Thanksgiving. You got anything else?
I think we'll have to plan something special for a Christmas episode, dude.
That would be good.
Yeah.
We need to put a scrapyard baseboard in the pan too. We'll
get the boys on here. Maybe we'll do maybe a scrapyard base wars. It's overdue. We'll see.
Definitely overdue.
Cool. Everyone have a good night. I appreciate everybody. Have a good weekend.